Looking to take your next wise step in your financial life? It might be getting the right amount of life insurance set up. I've got 10 surprising facts about life insurance, that and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month, and while I don't really get into those fads, there's a day and there's a month for everything. It provides a little bit of a nudge to each of us to talk about something that's sort of uncomfortable. It's talking about our own mortality, or even talking about financially. Gosh, what would it be like if you passed away or your spouse passed away? I don't want to talk about that, okay? However, part of your overall comprehensive financial plan is risk management, protection planning. That's looking at the 5 major risks, financial risks, that we all carry, and then working with your CFP to see the best way to manage each of those risks. You might be self-insured. You might just say, nah, I'm comfortable living with that risk. I'm not really worried about it. You might want to get insurance to cover it. And the risk of you passing away while you still have dependents or still have financial goals that are not yet funded, if you're not self-insured, you need life insurance, okay, to cover that. So to encourage you to think about, well, do you have the right coverage in place? Let's talk through 10 surprising facts about life insurance. Credit to the LIMRA organization for providing this factoid. I was doing some research and I thought, no, this is great. We're going to go through these 10 facts that they provided. They're a life insurance resource company to the financial world. So let's get into it. First of all, half of American adults, guys, this surprised me. 50% of American adults, representing 129 million Americans, don't have any life insurance at all. That is outrageous. I would strongly assume that 50% of the American population isn't self-insured. So we've got a gap here, folks. We've got a gap. And here's where some of that gap is illustrated. Point 2, more than 4 out of 10 families say they would face financial hardship within 6 months if the primary wage earner died. A quarter, so 25%, said they'd struggle within a month. That seems, guys, most people, if going through the pandemic, most people have said they couldn't go without one paycheck before they'd have financial hardship. I would strongly assume that these numbers, it's even worse than this suggests, that 40% of folks would face financial hardship within a couple of months if the primary wage earner died. I mean, think about that. I would assume most people are not just living on 1 out of 2 incomes. So to me, this illustrates the problem, but I'm sure the problem is significantly more than this. All right, number 3, while 7 out of 10 uninsured consumers say they don't have life insurance because it's too expensive, 75%, so nearly the same percentage, actually assume it's more expensive than what it actually is. So here's the thing. Here's the nudge. We don't even need to get through all 10. Here's the nudge right now. If you feel, I need more insurance than I actually have, more life insurance than I actually have. If you're thinking, well, it's going to be too expensive, talk to your certified financial planner. I'll share the process in just a minute. It might not be as expensive as you think it is. 4, 7 out of 10 women. So most women believe that having life insurance is important, and yet the majority of women are underinsured. Yes, this is a financial planning decision. Obviously affects both men and women, and surprising to see that it's the majority of women that have no insurance. 5th, this lines up with some of the stats earlier. 4 out of 10 parents with dependent children don't have life insurance in place. That's alarming. One of the reasons to have life insurance is if you have dependent children that are relying on your income for, obviously their basic needs to be met. And yes, part of it is also, funding some other unfunded goals, paying off debt and some other things. But if your income isn't there to provide for your dependents, then life insurance needs to be there as a stopgap. We're going to get to this in the financial planning process just a minute. Number 6, a majority of uninsured Americans say they haven't purchased coverage because they don't know how much they need or what type of life insurance to get. Number 7, 4 out of 10 insurance owners say they wish they had purchased coverage at a younger age. That's right. The amount the cost of the insurance for term insurance is based on how much you want and how long you need it, but then it's also based on how healthy you are. And obviously, the younger you are, typically, the healthier you are. So making this decision, doing the planning, seeing how much insurance you need, what type you need, and getting it in place while you're young and healthy, crucial importance. Number 8, 7 out of 10 Americans who own life insurance feel financially secure, compared to just 50% of people that don't have insurance feel financially secure as well. Absolutely. You got a big trip ahead of you, something like that. You're going to do that kind of gut check financially, and if you've got insurance in place, likely you're going to feel more confident. This one is surprising. Number 9, 1 out of 5 millennials. So again, this is that young stage. Like if you're a millennial, that's where when you'd want to get the insurance in place because you're young and healthy. 1 out of 5 mistakenly believe they wouldn't qualify for life insurance. Most of them, of course, would. And then, of course, this one wasn't a shocker at all. Number 10, 41% of Americans, over 106 million adults, say they need or they need more life insurance. They don't have adequate coverage. All right, so what's the solution for you? What's your next wise step? What's the solution to any of these 5 kind of factoids? It's a needs analysis approach with your certified financial planner, okay? That's the approach where you determine with your certified financial planner objectively, do we have a gap? Do we need life insurance? And I know it's not fun. It's not fun to lead the conversation, not fun to be part of the conversation, but you role play with your certified financial planner. Okay, what would happen, Mr. Jones, if you passed away tomorrow? Financially, what would happen? Mrs. Jones, would you continue working? Would you want to have the mortgage paid off? Would you stay in the same house? Would you want to move? How would the kids be taken care of? Blah, blah, blah. What would lifestyle look like? What would your expenses be? Do you anticipate? Would you still earn enough to be able to help the kids with college if that's one of your goals, or be able to save up for your own retirement if that's one of your goals, to live the lifestyle that you would hope you could have? And you role play that and just talk through it, okay? And then vice versa. Okay, Mrs. Jones, what would happen if you passed away tomorrow? Okay, Mr. Jones, would you still work at the same place? Would you live in the same area, the same house, blah, blah, blah? And you role play that and walk through that, okay? And then financially, you bring it objectively. You take this extremely emotional potential event and you bring it down to just numbers to determine, is there a gap or not? You might, this would reveal whether you're financially self-insured. And then it would just be a decision, well, would you want to liquidate some of your other investments, or should you have life insurance just to provide some liquidity, okay, or not? But this process, that's called a life insurance needs analysis. Your CFP, who's doing comprehensive financial planning, will help you with that. That's where you basically determine what gap, how much risk actually exists, and then do you have enough insurance to fill in that gap? And if there isn't, if there is a gap there, then they're going to work through what type of insurance you need, whether it's permanent or temporary, term being temporary. Most people have a temporary life insurance need. And then because they're independent, they're going to look through all sorts of A-rated, high quality insurance companies to determine what's the best company to offer for your financial and health situation. And they're going to help you through that process to shore that gap up and make sure you've got the adequate, appropriate life insurance coverage in place. Work with your CFP. Use this nudge of a sort of gimmicky life insurance awareness month to give you that nudge to review the life insurance that you have, review the risk, make sure you don't have any gaps, and if you do, get the right coverage in place. Work with your certified financial planner who's doing comprehensive financial planning on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.